welcome back to another episode of Stories of Horror. Another episode we dive into the mysteries and the unknowns of the world. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Without further ado, hit the intro. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Stories of Horror. This is episode 21. As you guys know, I'm your host, co-creator of New Genesis, the Arsenal DB. And if you're new to the channel, before we get into the topic, if you're new to the channel, we've been doing this series since I think the end of October. I think we released the first episode on the week of Halloween, or on Halloween. I gotta go back and see, but we released the first episode then. Originally, this was planned for my channel, my second channel. Once our main channel hit 1,000 subscribers, but I decided to put it on New Genesis. And from October, we was at 40 subscribers, and now in March, we're at 148. So we gained over 108 subscribers in that time span. So thank you guys for that. But basically, we just discuss a lot of different things. It can be conspiracy theories, it can be mysteries, it can be things through our history, talking about different like supernatural beings and all types of stuff, just anything you can name of. And if you have any suggestions, you can leave it down below and we'll most likely add it to the list. But yeah, today's topic, we're discussing the People's Temple, a cult that happened, I think it originated in 1955. Reverend Jim Jones was over it, and we're gonna discuss and go through the history of that and the horrific end that happened to that cult as well. And don't mind my TV in the background. I was playing Resident Evil 4 earlier. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games ever. The new one about to come out, I believe, in 2 weeks. So I've been playing it, prepping myself up and getting ready for the next game. If you haven't played it before, you gotta play it. I've been playing it since GameCube days. So if you haven't played it, you gotta go play it, man. Gotta play it. The new one gonna be very good. But back to the topic, we're discussing the People's Temple, this horrific religious cult, and we're gonna go through all the facts and details. So hope you guys enjoy this video. And without further ado, let's get into it. People's Temple Gospel Church was founded back in 1955 in Indianapolis by Reverend Jim Jones. The People's Temples wanted to spread a message that combined elements of Christianity with communist and socialist ideology, with an emphasis on racial equality. The group was very diverse, and most of the members shared a common goal or common interest to create a society free of problems of class and race. Many of those people who have joined the group back in the mid-50s had lower incomes and felt like an outcast to society. And Jim Jones promised his following almost like a utopia world or a promised land, a world where there's no poverty and a world where everyone can stand on equal ground no matter what background you come from or what you look like. He promised the people that, and some of the people around the area believed in that, and they came to follow him. And they followed them thinking that maybe he can bring change. They believed in him. But in reality, he kind of just fooled them and kind of brought them in. And what they thought they was getting, they did not get. Reverend Jim Jones used to force them to confess to made up crimes that they didn't commit or sins they never did. And once they did that and once they confessed, they were beaten as a punishment for that, including a lot of children who was brought there by their parents. Jones would later move his church from Indianapolis to San Francisco, proclaiming to have a vision of a nuclear attack that would happen in the area of his church, I guess as a way to get the people to follow him or stay with him. Jones' ideologies of social activisms were welcome in San Francisco. His church became very popular, attracting people all around the world, all around the area, and he gained a lot of support from a lot of politicians, including guys like George Moscone and Harvey Milk and Jerry Brown. People thought Jim Jones' message was good to the world. They didn't know the darker side of Reverend Jim Jones. Reverend Jim Jones was said to have been using heroin and speed and sexually and physically and emotionally abusing some of his members and his following. This kind of media coverage prompted Jones to convince about 1,000 of his followers to move away to Guyana, also known as Jonestown. He talked Jonestown up to be a utopia, the promised land that he promised to the people, and 900 of his followers followed him over there to that area. The world that was promised to be a new beginning or a utopia became a prison. A lot of the followers were publicly beaten, put in solitary confinement, and even put down with sedatives. Reverend Jim Jones continued to make them confess to sins and crimes they didn't commit, or crimes he has seen them in his visions commit, and he punished them for that. And on November 18th, in 1978, Jones was upset when he heard some members wanted to return to the States with California Congressman Leo Ryan. As Ryan was on his plane waiting to fly back to the States, he was killed as an order by Jones. After the Leo Ryan incident, later that day, Jones ordered everyone to a meeting. He urged everyone to participate in a revolutionary suicide by drinking grape flavored aid mixed with cyanide, tranquilizers, and sedatives. If you guys don't know what cyanide is, it's a deadly chemical that interferes with the oxygen in your body. So basically locking your body up where you can't use oxygen, and eventually you die. Pressured into drinking the poison with the fear of being shot. Those who didn't want to drink were forcibly injected with the poison. And this is how the Jonestown Massacre became one of the largest mass deaths in American history, with over 900 victims, including one to be Reverend Jim Jones, who killed himself by shooting himself in the head. 914 was the exact number of victims who died in the Jonestown Massacre, and about 80 other members who lived in Guyana survived that day, and hundreds of members who lived in San Francisco and Los Angeles survived that day as well. But 914 was the number of victims who lost their life in the Jonestown Massacre. And that is the end to this horrific story. 900 victims, Reverend Jim Jones forcing them to drink that juice that was poison. And if you didn't drink it, then they forcibly injected you with the poison as well. Over 200 of those victims out of 900 was children. Most likely they were brought in by their parents, seeking a better world, because he promised them that they would get brought out of poverty, and they would also have, equality in that world, and like a world to end racism and just like create like a unison where everybody's together. But in reality, he was just using that as bait to lure them in. And then you've seen like once people start like investigating and saying that it's kind of like a cult. He's an evil leader. He kind of isolated the people. He moved them and said that he saw a vision of a nuclear explosion was going to happen there. So he moved the land to somewhere else where it was isolated from the rest of the public. And he had a power strain over them. As you've seen, that he beat them and he manipulated them, made them confess to things that they never did before, and just doing all types of stuff to them like that. And then in the end, when they got rebellious, he killed them all, and he killed himself. One of the most horrific stories in history like that. And it's a lot more like those crazy cults that are out there. They have this crazy mind process, and most of it always starts with power and control. They want to have power and control, and they manipulate the people, and they find people who they can like get to easier, and people who they can have like a hold on. And it's a lot of stories like that. It's a lot of different cults, and we're going to discuss more of them on this channel. So stay tuned. Probably in the future we discuss more of these. But that's all I got for this video today, guys. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. And the next episode, I'm going to give you guys a hint for the next episode, is dealing with a loop and being stuck somewhere. That's the next topic for next episode. So a loop and being stuck somewhere. We're going to discuss that in next episode. You'll get the topic of that episode most likely. Well, I think I might have already gave you guys the topic, actually. I think I gave you guys the topic on the community post. So you've already seen it. It was the back rooms. We're going to talk about the back rooms. I know people discuss that a lot. That should be an interesting topic to discuss. But let me know in the comment section down below if you guys want to add any suggestions, any topics to the videos. But I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.